most of them out here with a quick video about the new unique items that are dropping with patch 6.2 that's coming out in a couple of hours. All of the items have been reworked in the game pretty much. So all of the white, green, and blue items now have new stats. Usually they've been increased in power in most cases. So you'll be able to see that as soon as you get into the game and start getting item drops. But these purples are a little bit more rare. Generally, when you fight a battle, you'll have a certain % drop chance to have a magic item. It'll be either a white, blue, or green item. And then additionally, that's probably like a 30-40% drop chance or something like that, depending on what modifiers you've got. But then as well as that, you'll have a small chance, maybe like a 1% chance to also get one of these unique purples. As far as I know, only one of them can exist in the world at one time, so they're unique. However, if you smelt them down, I believe they go back into the pool and they can drop again. So if you fight one battle with one character, you can potentially get 2 items if you get that like 1% chance to get one of these uniques, and you get your normal drop chance to get a normal item. The other way that you can get these items is by fusing. So if you've got 2 blue items, what you can do now is fuse those 2 items, and most of the time you'll get a piece of scrap, just a useless item, but it is worth a lot of money. You can salvage it for 1,000 gold, and basically you just keep fusing blues and you'll just keep getting scrap most of the time. Don't really have a very high sample size. I've fused probably a few hundred items now, but it seems like about 10% of the time, give or take, you'll get a legendary item. Now, if all of the legendary items have a purple item, but if all the purple items have already dropped, then I assume there'll be no more purple items to get, and then you'll just continuously just get scrap. However, if they've already dropped, that means that they're already existing out in the world somewhere. You can go and find whoever's carrying it, kill them, and steal the item. So fusing the items, right? There's about 10% chance to get the items. You can see we've gotten all of the new items except for the Fell Blade. So we've got the Worm Slayer, anti-large, although it does give you minus 20 melee defense. So it's kind of, I don't know, a bit of a two-edged sword. It does give you a lot of anti-large, but it makes you quite weak in combat. So I'm not sure if that one's actually worth it. Then we've got the Scintillating Armor. Increases miscast for everybody in the zone, gives you extra barrier hit points and reflection. The Accursed Armor is quite cool, gives you plus 200 armor, minus 20 melee attack, but plus 20 melee defense and physical resistance. It also makes your character immortal that you equip it to. So that can help you with stealing heroes. If you borrow an army, and the hero in the borrowed army has any sort of armor on, you could put this armor on one of your characters, then switch the armor onto the switch the armor with the character in the borrowed army. Essentially, give this armor to the borrowed hero, which would make them immortal. So that then, if they die in battle, they'll become wounded in your wounded heroes, and you'll be able to steal the hero. So that could be quite a cool armor, and something you could use to actually steal heroes as well. Then we got the Briar's Heath. Basically makes you into a snipe stalker. So you go invisible. Then we've got the Fell Blade. The Fell Blade I didn't actually get to drop for myself because I'm playing on Karl Franz. I think the Fell Blade is a Skaven only weapon, so you can only get it if you're playing as Skaven. Somebody else has gotten it and updated the wiki with the details though. So yeah, you can check the Warhammer wiki and check the details for yourself. But basically, it's pretty deadly weapon. And it has this unraveling existence effect that drains hit points. And instantly kills units below 20% hit points as well, extra weapon strength, etc. But those wielding the Fell Blade cannot recover health in or outside battle, and you can't remove it for 10 turns. So all those items I think are probably the same. I mean, the Fell Blade is probably the same as the others. There's probably about a 10% chance to get it, but it's from fusing, but it's only going to drop if you're only going to get it if you're Skaven, or you could of course get it in battle if you're Skaven, or steal it from another Skaven character that's got it if you're Skaven as well. That's the thing with stealing items. You can steal items from other factions, but you can only steal the items if they're generic universal items, or if you're the same race, if it's a race specific item. And then the other new unique item that's been put into the game is this one, the Burning Books of Khorne, or this is the volume 1 and 2. So there's 4 Burning Books of Khorne. This is volume 1 and 2. So there's basically there's 8 Burning Books of Khorne, but each item represents 2 of those books. So this is the first item, books volumes 1 and 2. And when it's equipped, there's a chance to find more volumes of the Burning Book of Khorne after battle. So you can get this first book, like randomly from fighting battles, but the but the second, third, and fourth books you only get once you've already equipped this book. So it's a purple, so it's got a low drop chance. However, it seems like way lower than these other items. So I did a bunch of tests on different campaigns, spawning in like 100 items or 75 items on each campaign, smelting them all down, and each time I would get, you know, a selection of these other purples about 10% of the time, but never got this. But on this particular campaign, I ended up smelting nearly 200 items in the single campaign, and then it dropped. So 200. So I don't know, maybe, I don't know. It's not a big enough sample size. It's only one, right? I only got it to drop once, but yeah, out of that one time I dropped it, it was 93 smelts to get it. So maybe it's got about a 1% chance to drop from smelting. It says in the description in the patch notes that it's you know, ultra rare. So I don't know, if the normal items have about a 1% chance to drop in battle, maybe this has an even lower chance to drop in battle. And if these other ones have about a 10% chance to get them from smelting, maybe this has got like about a 1% chance to get from smelting. I don't know, but it's only a very small sample size. So I might have been super unlucky, you know, who knows. But anyway, it seems like it's obviously much rarer than the rest of these other purples. As to what it does, I don't know. But I'm about to start a campaign with basically we've cheated to get the first book of Khorne. Normally you would have to play probably, you know, 100 turns to have a chance of getting it to drop, I would guess, or you need to find whoever's got it and kill them and take it. But yes, I'm gonna kind of cheat and give the Burning Book of Khorne to Karl Franz on turn 1, and then we're gonna pursue Karl Franz's new career as a devotee of Khorne, I guess. It's got we're gonna have +20 corruption, -5 control all provinces. All factions are gonna dislike us, but presumably, you know, we'll be able to find more books of Khorne and you know, and then you know, follow the path to damnation, I guess. Anyway, I'll start a new stream in a minute, and we'll see how that goes.